Well, my fellow Pittsburghers, fellow Pennsylvanians, and finally my fellow Americans, isn't that a beautiful flag? Old glory. Of course, it's not really old because it's a new one. But there it is, Stars and Stripes. The flag that represents our nation. The flag that millions have fought and died for. The flag that around the entire globe represents democracy, represents freedom, represents the values of our nation and every American and every veteran. This is a flag that we are proud of and we hold sacred. And if you're looking at this flag now, you're probably saying, oh, that's a nice patriotic message, Albert Torcaso of Humanity Matters. But I just don't get it. It's just a flag. Well, my friends, it's not just a flag. It's the flag that represents all 300 million Americans. It's the flag that people fought and died for since the Revolutionary War, War of 1812, Spanish-American War, Mexican-American War, the Civil War, and many, many wars. World War I, World War II, the Korean conflict war, Vietnam War, Gulf War in 1991, of course Grenada, and many other places. Currently, in 2010, we are still engaged in a war in Afghanistan and in a war in Iraq. And this flag represents all that we hold dear. It represents our values. It is who we are in some ways. And it's us. So why am I talking about it? You're about to find out. Look close under the barcode. Look close, your lower left. I'm holding this with one hand. It's rather hard to do. See it? You see what I'm talking about? That's right. Our American flag, our nation's most sacred symbol, made in China. I'll be back to talk to you more. So, my fellow Americans, you heard it, you see it yourself. Our flag that represents us is being made in China. Made in China, a nation that is not our nation. Now, before people go off and say that I'm against the Chinese or China or any nation, that's not what this is about. This is about this, our flag, that represents our nation. You realize how many American soldiers have fought and died for the freedom of this flag? Think about if you ever seen pictures of World War II when the soldiers fought on Iwo Jima. But it's more than that. This is the flag. If we continue to outsource everything we make, then it means that this flag is no longer sacred. And if we continue to allow this flag to be made in other nations, whether it's China, Britain, Brazil, Japan, Korea, Russia, it doesn't matter. If we continue to allow this flag, our nation's flag, to be made in another nation, then we should get rid of the 4th of July, another nation. then we should get rid of the 4th of July. We should get rid of Flag Day. We should get rid of Memorial Day. And we should get rid of Veterans Day. Why? Because to have this flag made in another nation takes away our security, and it kills the morale of our U.S. veterans who are out there in harm's way right today. So I implore every American, if you don't like me, that's fine. I really don't care. But do you love America? Do you care about the United States flag? If you do, you will call 1-202-225-3121. You will tell Congress you want the Protect the American Flag Act. And you can even tell them that Albert Torcaso of Humanity Matters directed you to call them. I don't care. Look, I'm not yelling at you. I'm shooting this on location in South Park, in the Pittsburgh area, in the United States of America. And there are motorcyclists, and it's a very popular, and as you can hear the motorcycle in the back going by. So it's a very loud situation. But my fellow Americans, I cannot tell you what this flag means to me in the little time that I have. But I can tell you that the meaning behind this flag is too sacred, is too important. People have died too often for the protection of this flag. You can read stories in World War II where people knew they were going to be, soldiers knew they were going to be killed, but they were the flag bearers. They knew they were going to be killed. And rather than to give up, run away, and drop the flag, they held that flag to their death. And the same goes for every conflict. How can we look at the veterans, or the descendants of the veterans, or our forefathers and founding mothers and fathers? How can we look at them and allow our flag to be made in any country? This is not isolationism. This is patriotism. I urge you, Albert Torcaso is asking you, call Congress today and every day until we protect the United States American flag. By the way, I have just been informed that 90% of our American flags are now made in China. Now, this is, for me, it's patriotic. But it's also a security issue, and it's also a jobs issue. Every time another nation makes an American flag, guess what? That's one less American job. By the way, not every store in America sells flags that were not made in America. There is a United States only company that makes the American flags in America, and it's one of the most popular stores in the nation that has the WM. And guess what? They only have flags that were made in America. I don't care for the WM store and a lot of things they do, but at least they're only selling American-made American flags. Get Congress to make it a law. American-made American flags. 1-202-225-3121. And remember that, yes, Chinese matter and China matters, but you know what? Let them make their flag. Let us make ours. But remember, everybody around the globe, remember that you and humanity really does matter.